August 1944. The city of Warsaw is about to ignite. For years, Poland has endured brutal Nazi occupation, but now, the Red Army approaches from the east, closing in on the retreating Germans. The Polish underground, the Home Army, sees an opportunity. It's time to rise, to take back their capital, to show the world that Poland will not die quietly. On August 1st, the Warsaw Uprising begins. Around 40,000 resistance fighters, many barely older than teenagers, rush into the streets. Their weapons are pitiful against the German arsenal. Homemade grenades, a handful of rifles, a stubborn hope. Civilians rally behind them. Women and children risk everything, running messages, building barricades, nursing the wounded under fire. For a brief, dazzling moment, liberated neighborhoods erupt with joy. Polish flags hang from windows. Underground presses print newspapers, and the Polish anthem rings out in public for the first time in years. But their freedom is an illusion. The Germans strike back with savage force, tank divisions, flamethrowers, and SS units notorious for their cruelty. Days turn to weeks. German commander Erich von dem Bach-Zelewski orders that Warsaw's civilian population be exterminated. Entire districts are destroyed. Men, women, children. Tens of thousands are massacred in chilling reprisals. Despite this, the Home Army holds out for 63 days. They tunnel beneath city blocks, wage guerrilla attacks, and refuse to surrender. The world watches, but help never truly comes. The Soviet forces, so close on the far bank of the Vistula, halt their advance. Stalin's orders are crystal clear. They will not intervene. Western allies drop supplies, but most fall into German hands. Hope fades as the city starves, burns, and crumbles. A single hospital serves hundreds. There are not enough beds, not enough medicine, not enough graves. The dead are buried in gardens and courtyards, often by candlelight, often by children. The dead are buried in gardens and courtyards, often by candlelight, often by children. Still, morale endures. One Home Army fighter writes, "We wanted to be free and act freely, even just for a moment." For 63 days, they are. At the end, outnumbered and outgunned, the resistance surrenders on October 2nd. Over 200,000 civilians are dead. Warsaw is nearly leveled. Yet, the uprising's legacy is unforgettable. Against impossible odds, Warsaw stood, defiant, proud, unbroken. The spirit of resistance was never extinguished, even as the city burned. To this day, every August, sirens wail and Warsaw falls silent, to remember the fighters, the dreamers, the martyrs. The Allies won the war, but Warsaw paid its own heavy price. A reminder that freedom sometimes demands everything. What did the world learn from the uprising? Did freedom come too late for Warsaw, or is courage itself a kind of victory? History watches, and so do we. Will you remember?